The time is 8:54 exactly, and the debacle, the UK versus South African red list debacle continues with serious repercussions for the South African tourism sector. Let's talk to Christelle Grohmann. She is Director Strategic Development and Planning at BDO. Christelle, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Lovely to have you here, but we are looking at a very, very serious issue here. We're talking about a whole host of jobs being on the line and our economy possibly not recovering. Well, in the immediate future, that is.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one of the big things that we need to get right, is to get off this red list. It affects not just visitors from the UK to South Africa. It obviously affects South Africans going to the UK as well on business. It affects economic sectors outside of tourism. So it is a big thing for us to continue to do the business that we need to do. And it also affects other markets because it indicates that there's no confidence. And I think that is the biggest thing, is we're working at the moment so hard as the industry to build back that confidence, to try and communicate that we are safe to travel to try and communicate the level of vaccination that we have. And I think the frustration thing with this is our new minister, Lindiwe Sisulu, told us at the Africa Tourism Travel and Tourism Summit on Monday. And I must say, this is our first face-to-face and hybrid, but first big face-to-face tourism summit back after the COVID time. And it was great to see some of our other African countries visiting. And at the meeting, she said to us that she had been on the phone with the High Commissioner for Britain for most of the day. And essentially what we can determine is that it's not the cabinet of the UK, but it is in fact the scientists that advise us, just like we have health scientists that advise us, our cabinet, they have the same. And their scientists indicated that we should stay on the red list because of the beta variant, and that therefore that must continue. That must mean that even if we are 100% vaccinated, they will still not take us off the red list. So fortunately, what has now happened is that there's been an agreement that there will be a commission of their scientists and our scientists. So our hands are now in the hands of the scientists to meet with each other and determine exactly why they disagree on this matter and when South Africa can be opened up and get taken off that red list.
All right. According to David Frost, who is the CEO of SATSA, South African Tourism Services Association, he says that there isn't a shred of evidence to support keeping South Africa on the red list, UK's red list. And he also goes on to say that he believes that the UK government has an irrational fear of South Africa, which is really prejudicing their decision making, and they definitely need to be open-minded about hearing us out and rethinking the status quo.
Absolutely. And that's what we've been saying for some time now. We can't understand exactly why the decision is made, because, for instance, Kenya was taken off the red list. They're experiencing an increase in COVID numbers at the moment. Bangladesh was taken off. Pakistan was taken off. We've had quite a few countries taken off the red list that have, perhaps in our view, not shown as much work as being done in respect of the protocols, doing what needs to be done to keep tourists safe. And so it is very, very frustrating. You know, we had the Lions and rugby tour, Irish Lions, British Lions here now a couple of months ago. Obviously, we could not have any spectators. And these events are also important, and they're going to need all these tourists from all these countries to come through. And we cannot keep being quarantined for 3 weeks. If you've been to South Africa, nobody can afford that cost.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we just definitely need to start that opening up. So it's going to take some more work. I'm glad to hear that our government is now pitching in with us, because I think we were perhaps doing it a little bit too separate as an industry. If we can go out there and speak with one voice, communicate at the right level, if that is what it's needed to actually get scientists to speak to scientists, and to find out why they agree on this specific, disagree on this variant, and how do we change their minds. I mean, it's interesting. It's a variant that we found ourselves. It's just very, very frustrating. And as David says, there is no scientific evidence that we can find.
Absolutely. We're going to have to leave it there, but let me just end off with this statement. And it is so serious for our tourist industry that at least 1.5 million jobs are at stake. So please let common sense prevail. Please, God,
Absolutely.
let them change their minds, and let's get our economy back on track. Christelle Grohmann, thank you indeed for your time, and all the very best.
Thank you, Julie. Bye-bye.
It's exactly 9:01.